to leave office. Boy, they forget quick. Thanks, buddy. First of all, let me say to my friend and now my brother, thank you. I appreciate the relationship and welcome it. Thanks for the invitation to be at your side during this very important election, because that's exactly where you were during my very important re-election. And I've not forgotten your tireless efforts on my behalf. I have forgotten all the work you did in making our trade mission to Korea as successful as it was, including meeting every major dignitary in the government. But obviously you had great personal and professional relationships. I'll say a little bit more about David, but I'm very happy to be here with you, David.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate that. Well, you know, it is a rather unique set of circumstances, isn't it, to be with you today, less than 24 hours after the President announced that we made good on President Bush's commitment to bring bin Laden to justice. I can recall President Bush took a little heat at my stayed over next to me.
I'll get a signal.
It's a photo. Remember President Bush, some people said it was kind of harsh when he said, I don't care dead or alive. And special operations made sure exactly how that worked out. But I think it's a gratifying time in American history, but it's also a sobering time. I really do think we need to understand that. Gratifying in the sense that the country, through two presidents, Republican and Democrat, made a commitment to some kind of closure to the pain and suffering endured by nearly 3,000 families who were victims of 9/11. Gratifying. We have a lot of Gold Star mothers out there. For those of you who know what a Gold Star mother is, that's an expression in the appellation used for those moms who lost sons and daughters in war. And it's gratifying, hopefully, that maybe those who lost their lives in pursuit of bin Laden in this war on terror, whether in Afghanistan or Iraq, feel that their son or daughter didn't die in vain. Some gratification for those men and women who come back injured, psychologically, physically. It's gratifying that America kept its word. It's gratifying that we've got an intelligence and military community that never lost sight of the ultimate objective. He was public enemy #1. He was the face of global terrorism. And we did exactly what President Bush promised, and under President Obama, our military and intelligence community delivered. We brought him to justice. Now, it's gratifying to know, I was just on the phone, that when he was taken aboard the Carl Vinson, the aircraft carrier, that he was treated with respect and dignity appropriate to those who of his religion, in terms of how they prepared him for burial, to the readings prior to his burial. It's gratifying to know that we afforded him greater respect and appreciation of the diversity of religion than we showed to the thousands and thousands of people who are buried in rubble around the world. It's gratifying to know that maybe the rest of the world now understands that America's reach is global, and when we make a commitment, we keep it. It's sobering too, ladies and gentlemen. Bin Laden's been terminated, but not the flawed ideology that he embraced. So let's be gratified, let's feel good to the extent that we can feel good about promises made and promises kept, and hopefully a diminution of some of the pain and sorrow and suffering of some of these families, but let's remind ourselves that we're still going to be confronted over the years, if not decades ahead, with those who still embrace that mindset, that flawed belief system. And I don't think you have to think more than your own reading of the newspaper, watching TV the past year. People were worried about retaliation. It's not retaliation. We've been under attack even before 9/11. Don't forget there was an embassy bombing in Kenya in 1998. 200 plus people, including Kenyans, were killed. Don't forget the first attack on the Trade Center. Don't forget Jacqueline Cole. Then flash forward to 2001, and just remember what's happened the past year. Fort Hood, Detroit, New York City. So it's a global scourge. We're going to be at this for some time. But credit goes to thousands and thousands of men and women, thousands and thousands, not just political leaders, they did the right thing by making the commitment. You know who executes on the commitment? The Intel community and the men and women in the military. I called a special friend of mine who's a SEAL, been over in Iraq and Afghanistan. I thought I might be able to extract a few things from him, David, that I can share with your audience, but he doesn't know too much now. He does think he knows a couple members of the team. He said his only regret is that, I said, as soon as I heard this, I thought of you. He said, I was thinking how you would probably want to be leading that team. He said, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I said, I must tell you that a lot of people wishing they could have pulled the trigger. But that's the end of a gratifying and sobering day. Justice triumphs over brutality. It's all about thousands of men and women who stood up to serve. That's why we kind of get together tonight. Got an incredibly fine individual who wants to serve his community. But frankly, I remember my good friend Jack Kemp, God rest his soul. Jack had a wonderful expression. David and I have talked about this over the years. Jack once said to me, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So it's not about